Hi friends, welcome back to my beekeeping channel. My name is Ray, I'm a certified master beekeeper, and today let's talk about harvesting queen cells. Yes, those little cells that we sometimes want to destroy to prevent our hive from swarming can actually be harvested and used to make spare queens that you might need later on in the season. If you're a little bit intimidated because grafting queens seems like it might be a little bit too advanced for you, and you only need a few queens and you really don't want to buy any, then harvesting queen cells can be an excellent way to retain some queens from your own stock for your use later on in the season. So let's jump in, get started, and see how do we harvest queen cells. Okay, so this is basically an intermediate level skill. I have a couple of cell protectors here that I will use to transport these queen cells to another hive that I know is queenless at the time. When you see queen cells in a hive like I know is in here, really, can be just a simple no-brainer choice to go ahead and harvest them. By the way, I'm operating with one glove today because I only brought one glove. So here's hoping the bees are okay with that. Probably should have asked them. So this hive here was a brand new nuke. I put it in here and they were suddenly queenless. Within a couple of days, the queen had left, I suppose. Well, it was killed one, I don't know really which, but there were plenty of eggs in here. So they're doing a great job in here. I can see from the top, since I put them in, they're expanding pretty nicely. Okay, here's one queen cell. This queen cell is not capped over yet. Probably leave that one. It looks to be a good, healthy queen cell. And there's another queen cell on this side. Right here, this one is capped over. So that's a potential harvesting candidate. I'm going to try to look for the one that's going to be the easiest for me to obtain. Right, so I've got two down here that are very easy for me to obtain. So those really are probably what I'm going to go ahead and grab. They're both capped over, and then over here, look at this. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have 11 queen cells on this side here. So that is a whole bunch. Looking at all these swarm cells makes me wonder, when I installed this nuke, what actually happened? I can't imagine that I would have missed 13 swarm cells on the bottom of this frame. But it's also unlikely that all of those are emergency cells, although they can build an emergency cell along the bottom. So either I must have been blind the day I installed the nuke and didn't catch them, or something happened, because it's pretty apparent that this queen left and swarmed, even with small swarm, immediately after I installed this nuke. So the best news is that swarm cells actually are wonderful for harvesting, and I'm going to cut a few of them out here in just a minute. So if I add this, I've got 13 on this frame alone. Now the bees don't need all those queen cells, obviously. They're only going to have one queen in the hive, so these are all extra and available. I'm just double checking just to make sure that all of those cells are indicative of this hive being queenless. So I'd hate to make a mistake. If I did find a queen in here with all those cells, I would treat this situation differently. So I have another queen cell right here, capped over. Hey, just want to jump in here real quick and tell you two things. Number one, if you have not yet hit like and subscribe to my channel, I'd invite you to do so. I'd love to have you join us for the journey as we learn all things related to beekeeping. Also, if you have not yet taken a beekeeping course, please visit my website at www.honeytopbees. I have created Ray's Ultimate Beekeeping course for beginners that goes through 40 essential lessons that you need to have a good foundation to be successful in your first year of beekeeping. Okay, so there's a couple good queen cells on here as well. But at this point, this video is about harvesting queen cells, so let's go ahead and see if we can cut a couple of these out. So I'm going to lay my frame here. Alright, so this is my favorite tool for cutting out queen cells. I mean, it's just a razor blade, and you could use just a regular razor blade like this as well to cut out. The main goal is I want to make sure I cut out around some of the wax around that queen cell, and so that that cell itself is just left untouched. So I like this because I can kind of get right down onto the plastic foundation. So this is usually my tool of choice, and that's what I'm going to use today. All right, let's go ahead and start with this one. I'm going to cut around this queen cell a little circle, and then I like to take this and try to get underneath and just slowly pry off the queen cell from the plastic foundation. Just go very slowly and carefully. When I get to the end, I'm going to carefully lift it off. Okay, and as long as I haven't opened up the back of the cell, which I haven't here, then this one is going to be good. I want to keep that cell vertical, so I'm going to put this cell in a little cell protector and stand it up vertically in here. Alright, let's cut out another one. I'm liking, and there's several of them that all look great, but I like this one over here. Looks like it could be pretty easy for me to get to because it's got a lot of wax underneath it. Okay, again, when I look on the back, I can see that I have not opened up the back of the cell. The other white that you see is just some adjacent larva that was there. That's very important. If I opened up the back of the cell, you can pinch it closed again, but in my mind anyway, there's just a lesser chance that that's going to work out well. And oops, I think we're ready for a little bit more smoke here. Alright, we'll go ahead and do one more. And they definitely don't need all these. I'm just going to go ahead and take a couple of these out here. Just leave them, still going to leave them 5 or 6. But I'm going to see if I can cut this one out right here. So I'm going to first separate it from the other one by slicing here. Then I'm going to slice around it, and then if I can get underneath it. There we go. Perfect. That was a beautiful one. And so I will find another cell protector here. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Now I'll take these over to my apiary and put them in some queenless 2-frame nucs that I have. I have 2 or 3 of them, and that will give them a shot. And again, there's no damage here. There's still plenty of queen cells. I'm going to just make the process a little easier for them by eliminating a few of them. That's all there is to the harvesting side. I'll take them back to the apiary and I'll show you how I go ahead and put them into the queenless nuc so that I can reuse them. That's what we look like. After you harvest your queen cells, you need to put them in an environment where that queen can be kept warm and hatch and go on her mating flight. This can be anything from putting her into a 5-frame nuc, perhaps that you split off of a bigger hive that is queenless, to a mini mating nuc, or in this particular case, I'm going to show you how to use a queen castle, which is basically a large 10-frame box that is divided into 3 sections, each with a separate entrance where the queens can hatch and then mate from that. So it's called the queen castle. You could also put those queen cells into an incubator if you know how to do that. It's another option for you, and then introduce the virgin queens into a split perhaps down the road. So this is a queen castle. It's basically three frame sections. Now in this front section, I had put some queen cells in here the other day, but I don't really like the genetics. So I'm actually going to go ahead and squish them, because the genetics were from a hive that tends to be a little bit more aggressive than I like my bees to be. Okay, they have destroyed all the queen cells I gave them the other day. So I need to see what's going on with this hive now. Alright, so all that I need to do in order to give this little mini nuke a queen cell is to take the queen cells that I harvested. The only thing I want to do is I want to put this kind of in the center of a lot of action, because I want the bees to be able to keep this cell warm at night. So I just push this queen cell protector into the comb, just like that. And that's how you harvest a queen cell. You just set it up. Now again, this larva here on top is not from the queen. This is actually another larva that just got damaged in the cutout.